everyone, and welcome to round 4 of the Swemp Electronics Football Alliance Division 2. You can see the results from last time. This is a division that promises goals, and let's see if it can bring any up tonight. We can see the league table. The early pace is for Dalgety Rangers and Dublin Blues. Blues having not conceded a single goal, followed by Trumpton as well, who've got a difficult match today as we look at the fixture list. Down at the bottom of the table, 4 teams on no points. Surely that can't stay there at the end of the round. Who knows though? We look at the fixture list, and it's perfect time to introduce the manager who's listed on my left-hand side here, Mr. Matthew Lucas. Good evening, Matt.
Good evening.
How are you today?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight, and hopefully the really no chance team can push on up that table.
Well, you'll be hoping that one of the teams at least manages to maintain no points.
Yes, and no goals, hopefully.
Well, yeah, I think they've still not scored a goal. You're right, absolutely. No goals for them, and yet they're still ahead of Stackinson,
yeah.
Which is wonderful. Looking at the rest of the games, Danglies have a tricky tie against the 76ers, and it's our only team that's not in the top 7 that are playing away today, and Radaby, the only team in the top half that are playing at home, have Trumpton, and they've already met before.
That one definitely stands out for me as the game of the night. I think that might be.
We'll have a look at their previous meeting. It's the first time 2 teams have met again after they met in the Cup, so we'll look forward to seeing that one. We'll get into the games, and the opening match then is Grove Imperials and Dalgety Rangers, the league leaders, setting up for today. And this is what they've gone with. Obviously, Okoronkwo's come in as for a debut potentially. What do you make of this side?
I mean, it's very strong. You can see straight away the names there, all the way down through the list. There's no weak link really.
And it shows being top of the league, I guess, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Looking into their previous game, a big win over the Danglies, who managed to score a goal for the first time. Does that show a sign of weakness for the Jers, or is it just that the Danglies got what's coming?
Looking at Alessandro Nesta's 5 there, he must have done something pretty bad.
Oh, so he sat on a 4 most of the game, strangely enough. Yeah.
Did he?
It's not a bad performance. He's 4 tackles out of 5, and a load of passes. There's nothing wrong with his game.
Just did nothing impressive, obviously, compared to the rest of the team. Well, I think the Danglies very strong side. Can't see them slipping up, really.
Let's see what they can do up against Grove, who have been struggling this season, but I know that their manager is looking for a victory today. Nesta's been offered a new contract there. Squad number for Okoronkwo, he has been given number 20, so he will be assigned that number in the squad. Okay, and Grove Imperials, the Portsmouth connection for this team. A few changes, as you can see, for today.
Oh, nice. Yeah, looks good. I like that narrow midfield too. Merson, D'Alessandro.
It's offering some promise there with attack in these 4. And at home, they've got the chance. Dario Silva there gives them an extra leg up front, doesn't he? And Berkovic in midfield for his debut. John Curtis. It was a late change for Curtis. Oh, there is a late change. It's actually John Curtis and David Unsworth need swapping over on that team there. So just making sure that happens.
I was going to say it's a strong back 4 actually for Grove, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got some potential, definitely. They would have been playing Lauren for this game, but with him being injured, Curtis has moved. He was going to play centre back, but the late fitness check proved that Lauren was unavailable, and Unsworth is back into the team. Their last game, a big defeat, but to a big team.
Yeah. Yes. Another Radaby team, another team of absolute stars.
And they'll be going unchanged for today, so we'll see how they can get on. Let's get straight into the action. Squad number wise for Grove, yep, they've named squad numbers as well. John Curtis takes number 12, number 14 for Ayel Berkovic, and number 15 for Dario Silva. Okay, Carl Eric Nilsson refereeing today. And let's get started. At Hadbuck Park, they've held out for the first 5 minutes. They'll be happy with that, and they've come on the attack. Chances, but nothing really attempting on goal there. As the Jersey come forward, Elbert's had a chance. And 15 minutes in, no goals, but a bit of action at last. And Berkovic to Andy Cole, who just couldn't finish it off. Unsworth takes a yellow card. And they're still 26 minutes in. I think that they'll be pleased with it. David James definitely performing well. Very even indeed. Yeah, chances at both ends at the moment. The first half, I think we're coming towards the end. I don't want to say anything too soon because I have done too many times in commentary. Chances again for Grove and a late one for David James to make a good save. He has had a blinding
9 at
first half.
time.
4 shots on target and he saved them all. Doing a great job, isn't he?
He has. He's a superb first half.
We've seen only 1 chance on target for Grove, but I don't think they've been. I don't think they've been dominated.
No,
the stats don't suggest that they have, but
not at all.
More play in that area. But yeah, I mean, they just edged the possession. I think we've seen a little bit more light blue on the screen, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I can't look at the latest goals, see how they were scored, but look at that, David James on a 9, and Sol Campbell also playing very well, winning all his tackles and all of his headers.
Brilliant. What you expect from 2 English legends there?
Oh, there's a few more in the team, isn't there? Definitely.
There are, yeah, quite a lot there.
But those 2 definitely the standouts. For Grove, they're looking at any injuries, and there's nothing a standout injury. Teddy Sheringham is probably just doing okay for now. Whereas for the Jers, having a look at that, yeah, Lisa Azu playing well again.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Two fullbacks very involved by the looks of it.
Yes, yeah. Look at the number of tackles Zanetti's winning. He might be missing a few, but he's put the most successful ones in so far. There's no one playing at 5 or below, so they will continue to 60 minutes too. Let's get going. See if it can produce a goal in the second half. Nothing much so far. Aymar's had a chance and he has scored. So 1-0, a very quick response in this second half with the opening goal. Totti's taken a yellow card and we go into the substitutes, and David James has dropped, but Sol Campbell has risen in his performance. So we have a look for Grove. First one is for anyone who is obviously injured at this point. Teddy Sheringham has been carrying a bit of a knock. No, he's not. He's just a bit tired. Merson, he's a bit tired as well, won't he?
Yeah.
So we look at anyone who is under a 6 rating so far for them. That's nobody. Then anyone who Cole, if he's not scored, will be coming off, and it does make sense on that 6. So this will be Dario Silva for his debut for the team. Looks like a decent addition to the team, doesn't he? I think they'll be happy that he's coming on and giving them a chance. And for the worst performing attacking midfielder to come off. So just taking a look there, fitness wise, Berkovic versus Sheringham. Sheringham will come off because they're both even, aren't they? And you would imagine looking
Patrick
through
Berger,
here, Patrick Berger to come on for Teddy Sheringham.
Teddy. Two good subs there, I think.
Yeah, it offers them certainly a good attack for the rest of the game. For Dalgety Rangers, anyone 6 or below, first of all. Well, there are 2, but let's have a look, because maybe it's Nesta.
Yeah.
He's on a 6 and carrying an injury, so it's a perfect opportunity here. But they seem to have left themselves. Okoronkwo, I was going to say. I was looking at it thinking they've left themselves a defender short on the bench. Perfect. Thank you, and make sure you're stepping in and doing that on a more regular basis as well.
Yeah, thank you.
And anyone else 6 or below,
Aymar
player will be coming off. Aymar's on an 8, but
is he injured? He's
just tired. Yeah, he did look injured, didn't he? So Elbert will be the other one withdrawn here at this point, and that will be for Nikiforenko being the only forward there on the bench, so he will step in. So again, 2 teams both offering decent substitutes. Let's get back on. 1-0 to the Jers. They'll be happy with how things are going so far, and they're coming forward again. But Dario
Needed
Silva
one goal. There
scores
we are.
immediately into his debut. What a great substitution that was for Grove.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. And it gives us a tense final 10 minutes coming up. Nothing going on for
Very
us.
quiet. Oh,
But will there be a
quiet.
final attack? Is
Oh, could they
Grove
nick
going
it?
forward with a chance?
Could they nick it? They're going to
Dario
nick
Silva
it.
just wide, and Agahama with a chance as well. So much going on in
Still
injury time
going.
here. Nikiforenko, 1-1.
Oh,
Very,
David
very
James is
entertaining.
robbed.
Robbed by Lizarazu with his man of the match performance there. Let's have a look at the goals first of all and see how they happened. It took us a while to get one, but straight away, Aymar with a bit of control from Totti playing it into him and a decent drive into the corner. Good finish for him. And the Dario Silva one, just a few minutes after coming on, 5 minutes after it, takes the ball, nutmegs Walter Samuel, runs forward, takes on Lizarazu, and then a left-footed strike. Fantastic. Yeah, that is one to remember for him.
Is.
The match
Good
stats,
result for Grove.
very good considering they only had 2 shots on target. So David James clearly earning that decent rating there. Unfortunate not to get man of the match.
Definitely robbed.
Action areas, it certainly evened up over the second half, and the ball was in play 75 minutes, which is quite a lot for this league, to be honest. We had a game at just about 60 minutes yesterday. It was, Sol Campbell kept up his decent performance, moved in as captain today, and Berkovic has done a decent job on his debut. Dario Silva's done a decent job. I think the changes for Grove have really worked out for Stu this game.
Yeah, I think he's going to be very happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't imagine anything to
Against
complain
top
about
of the table.
A first point for the team as well, so they've moved out of that bottom 3 as it stands. Very good for them. But Lizarazu winning all of his tackles. The heading stat not particularly that impressive.
3 key passes.
But the 3 key passes has certainly helped out for him there. The assist for the goal from Totti, whereas Berkovic did get an assist on the Dario Silva goal, despite it being very much Silva's goal. So we move on to the second game. A good opener in terms of a bit of a shock result.
Yeah.
Up on second for today. So talk us through your team, who were very lucky last game, I believe, in their victory over.
Extremely, yeah.
Very unlucky to score their 5 goals. It was a very dominant. If you just have a look at the reminder, 3-0 up within 25 minutes. 3-2 at half-time, and then Van Nistelrooy just picked up and went off with it for the rest of the game. So your team this time round, a bit of a change to your system.
Yes, having run a fair few trial matches, I ended up switching to this, and it produced some good results. So, just for the match, we've changed the system.
And Gareth Southgate coming at the back there. He's always a player who impresses me on this game.
Yeah, he's always on my list for buying when he gets out of contract, because he's superb up until like 36, 37 sometimes. His pace stays up there. His work rate's really high. I've always had really good results with Southgate in the team at any age.
So that's definitely on a 1-season league and being constantly in a loop of being 31, 32 years old, he should fit in perfectly in this. Giggs and Beckham both in the team today. I know that Giggs and has certainly been in and out of the team, hasn't he, this season?
I say we started with a narrow 3, so we had Kuehl, Veron, and Beckham in there in the mid and narrow. But I felt Giggs gave us that natural width, obviously. And with the 2 big men up front, that's going to be important, I think.
There should be some good balls into the box from them over this time. And of course, you're playing against a team with any squad number prefs or just autoed?
Just click on.
There we are. So Rio Ferdinand, number 19 there. The Oatcakes, the OT's without a point, and they've made a couple of changes to their lineup, but we can obviously see the enforced change Graham Marchant, if we have a look at what's happened here, we've got Willie Jamieson at 62%. He's way off. Adamidis is carrying injury, so it's left them without a right back as Baker's had to go into the middle. And the opportunity for Graham Marchant to make his first start for the team and just, well, maraud down that side.
Well, good luck to him, I say.
I do like this concept of the intrinsic setup here. So players who perform above their level.
Putting my OCD right, makes me feel quite sick.
So you're hoping for a big victory, I assume, with this.
I'm always hoping for a big victory, but let's see what happens.
The substitute goalkeeper Tepi Moylan has come on twice already, and last game was absolutely outstanding. So if at 60 minutes the goalkeeper's not performing, we'll see how he goes.
Steve Phillips normally superb.
Yeah, I think to lose 2-0 to Blues wasn't disappointing really, considering how good that Blues side are. So let's see how they get on here up against you. 3 debutants in the squad for today. Oh, you've gone for your away kit today. It's different, isn't it?
The colours didn't really work out as I wanted, but there we go. Can't have everything in this life.
Well, let's see if it's readable, because there have been quite a few illegible fonts, particularly flamingos in Division 1, but you've got to love it for that reason. So,
I don't think Sir Alex Ferguson would be happy with that colour.
Yeah, it'll be changed before kick-off, never mind half-time. Here we go then. Let's see how we get on. Kewell's hit the post already, so what a great start it's been for your team on the attack. But Graham Marchant is certainly going for it down that right-hand side for the OTs. Giggs has been fouled, and there's been a chance. I think Hoopy was involved in something there. Beckham's had a chance. Steve Phillips is playing well. Beckham's crossing to Veron. There's a lot of really chances so far.
Yeah.
Kewell's ball in. Southgate involved. Another hit the bar. I think it might have been Kewell again.
It was, I think, yeah.
A yellow card for Southgate.
Oh dear. Must have been caught out there. Oh.
Chance for a Gote there, I think it was as well. So the OT's trying to get their way back into the game. Daniel Bent involved, but Viduka has a chance as well. So they've battered, but Steve Phillips is having that good game you said that he's more than capable of. A second game.
Not letting them down today.
Second game with no first half goals, but definitely chances.
A lot to think about at half time, but I can't make any changes yet. Let him go.
You're not thinking of any changes at this point. You're sticking for your 60, hoping that he holds out. OTs have broken in about fifth of the game being played in your third, but certainly taking it to the other team. 50-50 in possession. And the OTs, Steve Phillips, great performance so far. And I think Larry Pike can be fairly pleased with how his team's performing so far against a team with obvious quality.
Exactly. I think in my practice matches there was always goals in this game, so I'm hopeful the second half we'll see some goals.
Michael Jackson putting in some decent passes in midfield. The tackles, mainly Neil Aspin, is always one to win his challenges. He's doing great there. And Baker's being more dominant.
Baker's doing well, but only a 6 for Nick Baker, and two key tackles and 2 key headers.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those little anomalies about the game sometimes. But there must be something else going on within his performance. Veron, your standout with Harry Kewell. I'm sure Kewell's hit the had more than one shot, but he has only had one. No one having more than one shot for you.
No, spreading it around too much.
Van Nistelrooy could do with improving his passing over this point. But the key passes, there needs to be a few more key passes, I think, in that second half for your team to break forward.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Let's see what happens.
We've had a lot of quiet starts to second halves over the last few rounds.
There we go.
Veron involved there with Kewell again. Beckham's played a ball in. We're coming close to substitute time. Kewell's hit the side netting this time. And Steve Phillips having a blinder, and Jeff Whitley picking up. For the OTs, obviously the Tepi thing is not going to be happening in this game.
No.
And just in terms of any injuries at this point. Yeah, we've got a shinjury for Agote, so San Nazario will
I'm
enter the
sorry, was that a
pitch.
shinjury you said?
Yeah, indeed, yes. Yeah, I do like to shorten it at times.
Excellent.
Other forwards and things. So we've got
Graham.
Mr. Graham. There's been no instructions to substitute at this point for things like that, but I know there's always been an attacking substitute going on, so we won't remove. There's been no strict instructions to do it, but Graham Killochry, however he's
Yeah.
pronounced. I'd love to know that actually. If anyone's watching, yeah, if anyone is watching at any point and does know how to say his name, please let us know. Do like to try and get pronunciations right. We did change for Yavin last night mid commentary as well. Really, any substitutes going on here?
Let's have a look at the so they all look pretty fit.
Yeah, just
Viduka maybe.
Viduka with his
yeah.
poor thigh.
We'll do Viduka for Jimmy Floyd then, and I think that'll do. I think that'll do a wait, see if we get any injuries.
Saving 2 subs for that situation there.
Yeah, I think so. I can't pick a player to come off. So
no, there's general decent performances all around here. Van Nistelrooy being kept on, obviously, with the Viduka necessity.
Yes, he would have probably been the one I would have brought off.
Yeah, it'd be rude not to, but it's not happening now. Back on with the final half hour of the game and some more terrible jokes to come. We've played nearly 10 minutes since the substitutes and very little has happened. I think Baker had a chance and Giggs has put one way over. Unless Rosehead's at the bottom. And Van Nistelrooy getting involved. A great save from Steve Phillips yet again.
Former
the faith
Bristol
in him
City
has paid
player.
off.
One of my favourites he was.
We go into the final few minutes. A save again.
Great save again.
And Kewell finally, it's about 4,000 chances he's had on this screen, whether he's kept those stats in.
Poor old Steve Phillips.
A final chance for Barakat and Whitley. Oh,
it's man of the match.
Well, you got out of jail at the end of that game.
Yeah, didn't I? Look at the chances.
A real battering.
A real battering.
35 offsides. I don't think I've seen anything quite that high, especially with no, none of the man marking the keeper and bizarre whip-wob tactics for 35 offsides. That's incredible.
The lopsided defence from that marauding run.
Yes, the one from Marchant, of course. Yeah, that stayed the same over the second half. Apart from the possession, you got more of the possession going on. We'll go to that goal, which had been coming. So Giggs plays a corner in. It's come away. He's taken the ball again. He's had a bit of a shot. It's been deflected. Giggs has got it again, and then managed to get it through to Harry Kewell, who scored.
Struck the ball with fury.
There's no wonder it looked a bit manic at that point. It was definitely exactly as it seemed. Steve Phillips with some excellent performances there. I mean, 9 saves from him. Aspin did keep up that record. Yeah, and Jeff Whitley, he's performed very well, hasn't he? I don't think they'll be unhappy, but still, that's 4 games, no goals.
That's probably the closest game they've had, though, I suppose.
Yeah,
they've had 7 goals in the 3 games. So
it's been one that they do keep it fairly tight at the moment, and I think that there's something to come from that team. Vieira's been heavily involved. For you today, your best player.
Yeah, he's something special in that midfield.
But quiet up front. Hasselbank came on for half an hour, no shots. Van Nistelrooy just 1 on target, and Kewell 1 on target. It was Harry Kewell. Viduka 1 on target. Kewell with his 5 shots, 3 on target. Your standout, Sammy Hoopier, involved attacking wise.
Yeah. That we had quite a few corners, so I'm assuming that Sammy was up for the corners.
He certainly got one from a corner. I remember that one happening. Yeah, I think.
Well, 3 points and we move on. I think we just go for that.
That's a perfect thing to end on for that game. We have got Atletico Newmills, who are up in the top 4, versus Sons of Gondor, who have been your downfall this season, haven't they, in terms of one of your results?
Yes, they did. They took us. Took a point off of us. Or sorry, took 2 points off of us. And I think we dominated the game last time against Gondor, but just couldn't score. Very similar to that game, really.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be. We'll have a little look at that result in a minute or two. Atletico Newmills, big new P for Atletis, pulled a bit of a change for this game, and a couple of players coming back into the lineup.
Yeah, interesting formation. Scally in there, one of my favourite players. Didn't put him in my squad, but he's definitely one that I sign on a regular basis on other saves.
He is one of those that, despite playing the game for almost 20 years, that I didn't know of him until the lockdown, and when all that
The
began, that's when I
races,
heard
yeah,
of him.
yeah.
A good addition to some teams. Fabian Barthez is back in this game. He'd been injured and then a bit unfit, and he's come straight in for Roy Carroll, who, after his performance last time, has been moved to the reserves.
Yeah,
Mike Duff's
that's
back in
fair
as
enough.
well, and
Yeah.
there's the Blanc Barthez relationship has been formed between Barthez and Duff in this team. So he's the one who kisses Bartez's head before the games. That was confirmed the other day, that was what was happening. It's a strong side. They've gone for the attacking midfield setup. They've dropped a striker, I think, from the lineup last time. Yeah, being the 2 up front, they've gone a bit more, put players further forward, but lost a striker. And for me, Michael Hughes has had a good season.
Yeah, I mean, keeping Hughes in there for instead of Ronaldinho is a brave move.
Well,
I'm sure the Hughes family are extremely happy about that.
Yeah, and I think Wimbledon might be getting some extra part of their transfer fee coming onto this one for that such a move. Stuart Elliott's there on the bench as well, and we may well see him later on in the game. But their fixtures so far, 2 decent wins. Less said the better about the opening one, and a draw against Los Urracas with their Newcastle side. So let's see how they get on today against Sons of Gondor, who have Roger Freestone in inspired form. He might have conceded 6 goals, but brilliant.
He's done really well. Yeah, I think he was. Did he make team of the week last week? I got a feeling he did.
I think it was last week's team of the week. Yeah. Oh no, he didn't. He must have been because of Moylan's half an hour.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Don't know why I'm going back to awards again. I'm meant to be going to the table, just taking a look at Gondor, where they are with a draw and 2 defeats.
Yeah.
But yeah, the team has had one change for today. It's Alan Tate coming in for his debut in place of Lawrence.
Well, Alan Tate. I don't know much about Alan Tate. So what is he? Young, very young.
Former captain of Swansea,
too experienced at the moment. Yeah, in real life, but obviously young player to come in for a big game.
Taken from Manchester United's side in here as well. So let's see how he gets on. He is instead of a player who isn't actually a natural right back, so it might give them a bit more balance. Lawrence had a great first game and then was really, he was a weak link in the defeat to Trumpton last time out. But with the change, we've got David Romo back on the bench after his injury, and that's in place of Rory Fallon. So there's an obvious forward substitute in Sidibe for later in the game. And there isn't a squad number preference. Alan Tate goes in at number 2. Peter Olsen refereeing, and we kick off this one. And straight away, Gondor under pressure as Williams takes a yellow card from the attacking Atleti.
Will we see a first half goal tonight is the question.
It's got to be coming at some point. And DeLivio's put one over. They're shooting at this in the first half.
Freestone's already on a night on.
He's flown up there, hasn't he? Like the swan he is.
He's back there again now.
Back to the 9. Van Nistelrooy has a chance. Another shot over the bar. Van Nistelrooy finally gets the first half goal, 1-0. Chris Coleman not having the best of games so far, and it's allowing Atleti to take a lot of attacking things. Scally's got a yellow card.
I
and
think that's
Elmander as well.
Scally normally gets a yellow card most games, I think.
He's a walking card, isn't he? And Veron's hit the frame a few minutes ago as well, so there's plenty of chances in this game. But a lot of players who cannot hit the target. Thomas has had a couple of chances, and Van Nistelrooy's gone to the other end and had one as well.
Oh, and there we
Elmander
go.
2-0 just before half time.
Oh, Gondor, 3 yellow cards.
They will be under some pressure going forward.
Is that both the centre halves? No, the left back and the.
If we take a look at the team for theirs, yeah, they've got a left back, centre back, and defensive midfielder taking the cards. They've had 3 shots, 3 on target, but look at the Atleti onslaught.
Yeah. That's a lot of chances.
It's certainly quite incredible the number of shots they've had in the first half, and not a surprise that they're the opening goals for first halves for us today. Plenty of attack in that area, edging the possession, and the goals scored from Van Nistelrooy, blasting it to the top corner. It was Giggs with Freestone who couldn't hold it. He's managed to put it in there, Van Nistelrooy in the end. Then a spate of cards, followed by the late one where Hughes plays it into Veron to Elmander, and Elmander just getting himself in space and going for it. So it's been good for them. Gondor, I think that they'll be continuing as they are until 60 minutes. At this point, I suppose they can't be too disappointed with the strength of the opposition.
You have to be very careful. Some of them.
Yeah, there is the potential of a red card, but if you take off one player and one of the other two is bound to go, aren't they? So hold on till 60 for them. Atleti, they haven't had to put in too many. Well, not had to win too many tackles, but they still have the ball quite a lot, haven't they?
Yeah, it looks like the defenders haven't had much to do because the stats are very low for the defenders.
Yeah, Delivio's 5 at the moment. It's probably not
hardly
what you'd expect
touched the ball.
They've got no suggestions of substitutions at this point, so we will head to 60 minutes. And Gondor coming back at the beginning of the half with chances on target. Cedric Van der
there we
Hoorn
are.
scores. Van der Hoorn's first goal of the season, I think it is for him. And they're certainly coming back at them, aren't they? Paulo Sousa heavily involved. But
heck of a lot of white.
Close for Michael Hughes there. And Giggs has had a chance as well.
They've done very well. Still going.
It is a huge amount of time. Michael Hughes has hit the post. That must have been an absolute action-packed couple of minutes before the substitutes have finally been given a chance to come on to manage things. We'll have a look at this. Paulo Sousa on 82%, Lee Trundle on 83%. They're not injured, but they're not performing necessarily. I think Sousa on his card, he's probably one to withdraw there. And Romo, he was put on the bench for a reason. Let's get him in for Sousa. And to look at things as well, performance-wise, I mean,
Melville for Monk, maybe.
It might be worth it just to avoid that opportunity for a red card at this point. I think so. Forwards are playing reasonably well. I don't think a striker is going to make a difference when the strikers are playing reasonable as they are. So opportunity 64 minutes, the latest hour substitutes that we've had this season so far for Atleti. Delivio is not performing, but the substitutes recommended here. What have we got? We've got that Elliott for the worst performing or least conditioned attacking midfielder. I think Elmander is. I mean, he's playing well though, isn't he?
He is playing well, but on that yellow as well.
Yeah, I think it probably does come to the least condition rather than the worst performing one here. I think it's Ronaldinho to come on. Oh no, sorry, it's Stuart Elliott.
No, Stuart Elliott.
The one that's the substitute.
Ronaldinho
must be done.
Left on the bench.
And if we haven't made 2 subs yet, then it is, as far as I'm aware, it's Ferguson for Veron as the other substitute. So Ronaldinho left on the bench at this point. No other injuries, and we continue. Gary Monk immediately and Barry Ferguson performing reasonably well. Monk drops back down. They've hit the bar, Gondor. They're really taking it to them at the moment. Yep, Stam's taken a yellow card.
Second half has been all Gondor.
It has, yeah. They're on fire, and Freestone's still playing.
They really do deserve a goal here.
But Atleti still have that attacking threat, and Michael Hughes has had another chance. He's having a good game.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh,
Romo!
what a miss! What a miss! And straight down the other end for Atleti. They're going for it. Hughes, and he scored. It's no wonder Hughes scored after all those chances this game. 3-1.
Wow.
And that is probably the most entertaining game of the day, despite the previous ones that we've had. Another team with heavy amounts of shots, but Gondor got plenty in themselves.
Yeah, Gondor definitely had chances that second half.
This division is very competitive, and it's showing that even the teams that have the supposedly weaker squads can still compete. Plenty of play in possession. I mean, they have given them a bit of a possession battering, but to get over 20% in there shows just how they came on through the game. 2 goals in the second half. So let's have a little look. That was the halftime one. So Macaulay to Tate, and Tate to Trundle to Paulo Sosa to Van der Hoon, and there he is with a volley. Wonderful.
Unmarked.
Yes, how was he left unmarked at that point? But a volley, Mark Hughes would have been proud of that, I think. And the final goal, the clincher from Michael Hughes.
Right at the end.
Look at everything that went on here.
Yeah.
We got Van Nistelrooy to Elliott to Hughes to Giggs to Ferguson to Van Nistelrooy to Giggs to Duff. Duff right the way forward, takes it in. But then Gondor have given it away.
That was all Gondor.
Yeah, well, Gondor have given that away, haven't they? After all that play from Atleti, Gondor give the ball away.
I think they had to go for it. I think that was a case of 3-1, 2-1 might as well be 3-1.
It might as well, yeah. Just goal difference at this stage of the season. I don't think it's too much of a consideration. You need some points on the board. I mean, they've performed all right to say they've been beaten. Williams, obviously not quite there, but everyone else has done a decent job. And again, Roger Freestone up there,
standing out again.
He is that rock in the goal there, isn't he? But for Atleti, I mean,
Barthez, I just noticed.
Barthez had to perform, didn't he? He really did have to, and it's certainly, I think, the relief of bringing Barthez back in for Roy Carroll has shown, hasn't it?
Would have been a very different game, I think.
Very much so, very much so. Look at the number of players. We had 7 players with their shots on target, all in a row there, and the assists, Veron and Duff, and an unassisted goal as well, which I think is probably the Hughes one, isn't it?
Yeah.
The unassisted. Oh, no, it did say Veron was. It would be the Hughes one at the end, of course. Yeah. What am I talking about?
Just nicked the ball.
He did. He got the assist. Must go to the Gondor player. Into game 4, are we on now?
Yeah.
Game 4.
This is the one I've been looking forward to this one.
And let's have a look at the previous meeting between these two teams, Rugby versus Trumpton.
Yeah.
It happened right at the beginning of the season in the Cup.
That is a surprise. I've forgotten that game.
It was right the way before anybody else had played. This was opening night, the big game of the opening night of the Cup, and Rugby pretty much dominated the game. Trumpton didn't turn up. It's not like Trumpton have been during the season, is it?
No. I mean, I don't remember that. I obviously missed that Cup game because that is quite a shock that they just didn't turn up, as you say.
The rest
so they'll
of the
be
season,
hoping for a much better performance tonight.
Yeah, it's their first big challenge since they played that game, isn't it? We've got OT, Grove, Gondor, all of which who've played tonight. And the teams have not disgraced themselves at all, but this is, again, as you say, the big test. And they've gone for a formation which offers width.
Yeah, Ray Parler, really an underrated player for me on this game. I think he's a player that I always play in the England team if I'm ever England manager. He could make a difference tonight, I think.
It's certainly a chance for him to perform, isn't it? I mean, I'm interested in the runs.
Yeah,
Definitely that Veron will make one, whereas the other midfielder will, and then one
yeah,
of the wingers will. It's offers something different and shows
it
some
does. Yeah.
thoughts from the vice squad manager Barney McGrew. So substitution wise, we've got a good strong bench and some substitutes planned for the team if certain things happen
Hmm.
during the game. They go into it. They've got no squad number preferences. So Ray Parler takes a 23 shirt. For Radaby, Tiribo West has been offered a new contract. They are unchanged from their last match, which was the big 6-1, wasn't it?
Yeah. You don't change a team when they win 6-1.
No, even if it does involve leaving players such as Nicky Ferenko out of the squad. Mike Duff not even on the bench either. But I mean, you see Steve Finnan in that position, and you think there is certainly more than just cover, isn't it? In that situation. Yeah, I mean, Radaby, they're a little bit lower than you'd expect.
Squad.
Very good squad. Definitely one of the absolute favourites for the division. But their defeat this season came at the hand of Blues. And we know that Blues are certainly a very capable side themselves, aren't they? So let's see. Will it be Trumpton or will it be Steve's Radaby side? We shall see. And the referee there of Leif Lindberg. And Trumpton probably attacking more than they did in the entire cup game. They go forward. There's been chances, but it's an own goal, and Radaby take the lead. It wasn't a Veron own goal, was it?
I don't know. I didn't see.
We'll just
all
have
happened so
David
fast.
Collins has equalised. It was a Nesta own goal. Nesta own goal. Let's continue. 1-1. Very, very
frenetic
fast start to this game. And then nothing. Yellow card for Tomasi.
I can see Trumpton getting another one.
Sigalko has scored. It's 2-1. This has turned completely around, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And Steve Finnan coming on the attack for Radaby. I think that whatever change have been made for Trumpton have been working very, very well for them.
Yeah.
Bit of shell shock, maybe David Collins. It's been disallowed for offside. And Trumpton having another chance to before half time. 2-1 it stands.
Through.
Yeah, and another good game. But no shots for Radaby, and yet obviously they scored with the own goal and had one disallowed for offside, which is now not counted as a shot, of course. But well, it's not like them.
No, it's very unusual to see that for a home side not to have a shot. I know they scored obviously, but not to have a shot of their own.
Definitely when they've had that much play in there, they have more possession, that much play up there. Trumpton's defence, it must be doing a decent job other than Nesta managing to put one through his own net. Let's have a look at it. I think it was the Veron being fouled for the free kick. That's where I thought I'd seen it. And a deflection from Nesta on a Ronaldinho free kick. The dubious goals panel would probably look and see whether they give that one to Ronaldinho. Obviously, Trumpton then went and turned the game around. David Collins, so Parler to Veron to Sigalko, but Nesta's got it away. Veron's come forward again into Collins, and a turn and a smash. We all enjoy a good smash. And then Collins has been involved again, playing it into Sigalko, who's gone round Nesta and then buried it. So that's David Collins is having a fantastic game for them, isn't he?
Good first half, yeah.
Oliver Kahn, I mean, he's done nothing, as you can see from what he's got there, the 100%. They will be making no subs unless they are enforced, despite the fact that there are some injuries. Steve's one who likes to play his players unless they come off injured.
Collins is looking really.
He is looking a bit
really tired or a little bit injured.
Yeah, it's. I know that Steve's very, very reluctant to make substitutes, so it won't happen. But there's the other Collins. He's very sprightly.
He's flying, goal and an assist.
Just take a look here, potential injuries, or if the goalkeeper is on less than 50% saving. Now, how does that work out? Because he certainly has saved fewer than 50% of his shots. With it being an own goal, we're not going to make the change there. Costanzo's performing reasonably well. They've not had a shot to face other than an unfortunate own goal. And any potential injuries, there are no obvious potential injuries at that position there. So through to 60 minutes. And both teams have come forward this so far, haven't they, with chances in the second half. It's there's plenty going on to see for this, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. Finnan coming forward, Veron with a bit of a knock there. Well, so much going on, I can barely keep up with the commentary. An indirect free kick. Not sure who it's to. We'll get on with the substitutes coming slightly early on here, but there we go. Radaby, I mean, just to look at them so far, Collins is certainly carrying a bit of a whack. But for Trumpton, they're going to. I mean, Robin. It's worth a quick look at Robin.
Yeah.
He isn't injured, so their substitution plans are anyone under 83% or under a 6.
Don't think so.
So no, because there's nobody under a 6 at this point. No. So it will continue as we go through the rest of the game. So 2 teams, no subs. Slightly easier to manage, but I do like a good substitute.
Oh yeah,
I'm a tinker man. That's why I lose. Sigalko with a chance to just put it off target. 15 minutes to go. It's still very, very much poised. Will Radaby get some chances in towards the end of the game, or is this Trumpton defensive masterclass continuing?
Trumpton having a good game, yeah.
In towards the last 5 minutes, and the referee just pulling up something there. There's been plenty of fouls. It's broken up the match quite a lot, and it seems like there's a chance. Final one for Sigalko, put it wide.
Still chances.
There is, and nothing comes of that one. A goalless second half, and well, I mean, you could say it's a shock, but I don't know. I think it's 2 very, very good sides going up against each other.
Just revenge.
Yeah, no shots on target at all. It is very different to the 6 goals of last game.
Amazing.
And Trumpton with 4 shots on target, which you know, they've done well. They've clearly done very well.
Very happy manager tonight, I think.
Yeah, the whole team will be hoping that there's no fires in the place so they can celebrate over tonight. No goals to report in the second half, and there's a few players who will be probably missing the cup game in midweek due to a bit of rotation.
Collins is going to be struggling there, I think.
Finnan and Dede have certainly been in a match as well, haven't they? Yeah, as to what we can say, I mean, just the fact that only Veron had a shot and it was off target is very different for them, and I think this will be a blip. This won't be a regular occurrence.
A big off day.
Whereas for Trumpton, also playing without substitutes, David Collins was very much a man about the game, wasn't he? Sigalko, Veron, Nesta, and Ray Parler, as you said, Ray Parler having a good game.
13 tackles, 8 wins. 8 winning tackles.
He's really certainly got himself involved for a wide man there. It must have been stopping the threat of Dede.
Yeah.
Well, on to the next one. 3 games to go, and this is the game that, in practice, for a lot of people who've practiced this game have experienced goals. Van der Sar has been offered a new contract for Roundhay, whose last game they got a big win over 76ers. And we shall see how they line up for today. It's minimal. It's not really a formation change. I don't think it's just personnel for this. What do you make of the Roundhay side?
It's it's one of those sides we've seen these players up and down the league. A few changes: Rui Costa, Riquelme, but a lot of the players, absolute stars.
Yeah, a good strong team, isn't it? It's got got talent all around it. Didier Gap being used as a right back in this team.
Yeah.
We see him line up
You
for
looking to
both
get forward?
sides. He's on the bench for Stackington today. And we've seen the last result. The other results this season: a big win over Danglies, a defeat to Los Urracas, and a big win there as well. So they are capable of scoring goals, but when the games go against them, I mean, is it an omen that their away record was like that? Probably not. They're playing Stackington, so we shall see. Stackington changes in the team for today. Costanzo is recalled at the expense of Barthez. Silvestre dropped in favour of Njai. And going forward, the injury to Nicky Franco, he's out for a few weeks still. It was a month-long injury, but the international break has shortened that a little bit in terms of missing games. Dr. Kamalo is recalled to the lineup today, and he.
Thank heavens for that.
Exactly. Where would the league be without him?
Exactly. And that gut-busting run from Saeed.
Which it has to happen. I don't think I can. I don't think I can play a game this season without that happening. I think I will stick with the formation and live and die by it. Results this season, shocking. We've had 2 victories, but they're in the cup, and have been scoring goals, but been conceding at a regular rate so far. The only hope is that after this game, conceding at will indeed. Deafors in the cup and the Danglies over the next 2 games offer something if this game doesn't quite go right. But of course, you can never discount the Danglies. Into the match with Klaas Carlsen. I thought it was Carl Carlsen for a second then. Would have been even better. And at Jebtech, will there be goals? There's been plenty of colour on screen from these 2 wonderful kits.
Not bad, is
and
it?
Pires comes forward and scores the opening goal. It was expected that there'd be goals, and they certainly have. We've certainly had the promise of it with one.
Lots of action. Lots of action.
Gamma has taken a yellow card. Van Nistelrooy makes it 2-0. And the team just continue to concede goals at an alarming rate. Yeah, Costanzo, I mean, neither goalkeeper has been performing well. We might have to see Quim coming in later in this season into the goalkeeping position. Van der Sar's having a blinder in the other goal. And half an hour in, 2-0.
Anything can happen, yeah.
Yeah, anything can happen. Saeed's not turned up for the game either, has he?
Yeah.
And 3-0.
Oh no,
that's Riquelme, I think, with the goal there. 3-0 before half time.
Can you get one back?
No. A 10 at half time is an outstanding achievement there. Let's have a look at the goals.
That's an assist as well, is it? I would think.
The goals, so we've had the Vieira playing it to Henri, and a loose ball after running into Njai. Riquelme takes it, plays it into Perez, and a goal for Perez there. The second goal, we've got Vieira with a loose ball, playing in Riquelme, and Van Nistelrooy just getting himself some space and scoring. And a free kick from Riquelme.
Direct free kick.
Foul from Njai. Well, very good for them. And plenty of shots.
Not so good for Stackington.
No, it's typical Stackington at this point. They will come good in match 26. Definitely a domination from round here, taking all the stats at the moment, apart from the ones that don't really count. Much of the play over here. I mean, they're just edging the possession. Stackington have had lots of the ball in their own third and managed to concede 3 goals.
Yeah.
Performance-wise, Costanzo having a shocker. They're going to go through to 60 minutes. I think there's not much that can be done at this point.
No.
So they will go forward.
Hope you can get one back. Give yourself a foothold.
There will be a half-time substitution. I'm not convinced that the 2 yellow cards at the back are worth keeping both of them on. So there'll be a half-time change happening. And we're looking at Van Nistelrooy potentially coming off soon as well. He looks a bit injured. So the half-time substitute sees Captain Carlos Gamera going off for Volodenkov, and a switch around to let Milevsky into defence, and Baumer moving full back with Volodenkov further forward. For Roundhay, well, Pires is certainly carrying a knock. Roundhay, I mean, that's an obvious potential injury there, isn't it? That he will need to come off. He's already performed very, very well. And
Riquelme looks like he's earned his 10.
He has. We'll go back to that in a second and have a little look at just how well he's performed this game. I mean, it's Ronaldinho, isn't it?
Ronaldinho all day long.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to say that's Juninho, but you know, it's just
Jamie Carragher, maybe.
Yeah, Richard Wright. Let's have a look at what he's done here. So 9 completed passes and 2 keys. He's had key tackles. He's 2 shots, 2 on target. Yeah, I mean, fantastic performance in the first half. But the only way is down. See how the second half goes. Will there be any changes to the scoreline? Most likely. There have been plenty of goals in all of the practice games of this. Baumer's come forward with more attack than he did in the first half, and he's playing defence now.
Bit more freedom, perhaps.
Probably so in that narrow side with so many attacking midfielders all together. Said having a nightmare, but looking at it, we've got Van Nistelrooy on an injury that does need to come off.
Yeah.
And will there be another substitute at this point?
The doctor, perhaps? Is he?
I think he's just tired.
Oh, Boomer.
So there will be another change, which will involve. The best way to do this one would be Gillespie back out, Said going into defence, and to let Selness do the run. So Christian Selness is going to come on and play in that same role as Said. See what that can do for him. He did very well doing that run in the race in the Scarborough team. For Roundhay, we can't forget that they might well need substitutes as well, and that they are a much more important side in this match. Potentials of 5 or below. Rui Costa, no. Henri is the potential injury. Is Riquelme as well? No. So it will just be there. There's no one performing badly at all. So that is Thierry Henry, and it will be Ronaldinho to move up front to put Juninho in the team. There we go. So Juninho making his debut today, and what a player it is to be able to bring in.
Yep. Legend.
Here we go. Juninho heavily involved already. There he goes. He scores.
He is. That didn't take long.
And he goes forward again.
What was that? 2 minutes? 3 minutes?
Seconds. 5-0 from Van Nistelrooy. And we know full well that this team are capable of conceding 4 or 5 goals every single game now. Round here, dominant performance.
Dropped to a 4.
They're going to need the third goalkeeper for the rest of this, for the next few games going forward. Said, to add insult to injury, gets a booking in his position, and a 6th goal for Rui Costa. Probably put Stackington bottom of the table in this round, but look at the performance that we've seen from the opposition. Only Mike Duff with any credibility for Stackington.
Well, I don't know what to say. I feel for you. I really do. That's a tough one to take for the 60,000 home fans.
Yeah, I mean, the vast majority of the stadium is full. I can imagine that they'll start to turn away a little bit soon. But Roundhay, fantastic from Roundhay. 12 shots on target out of 17, and 6 goals to report there. Let's have a look at the second half goals, of which there were a few. So Juninho, the corner comes in and Juninho scores. Costanzo unhappy, but he's not exactly, marked his card with a good performance today.
No.
Van Nistelrooy with a loose ball, taking it past Njai and scoring. It seems like the defence just are not picking up players whatsoever. And Rui Costa with a hopeful shot after Riquelme has found him. He's gone past Said, he's gone past Njai, and a hopeful shot. But to be honest, when he looks in, it's really in, isn't it?
Yeah. Tough game for Stackington. Hopefully the next couple of games you can turn it around.
They've just got to hope they don't go out to a non-league side in the cup.
Yeah.
And then the morale needs to be boosted.
The board will be considering your position, I think, soon.
Baying for blood, the fans as well, certainly. Yeah, this time of social distancing and closed stadiums, it's not happening here. They wish it was.
Yeah.
2
Raquelme,
tens.
3 assists and a goal.
The
Brilliant
only
performance.
player to make an assist as well.
Oh, yeah.
So he's, a dominant performance from him. Van Nistelrooy turning up for one team today and not for the other.
Yeah.
And you just look, the whole team littered with great performances. I
Yeah.
would say the less said the better, but I mean, you've got to praise round here for a fantastic performance there.
No, you can't take anything away from him there.
Let's go into that next round. And Los Urracas versus Dublin Blues. And Dublin, who offered Saeed a new contract, are a strong side.
Yeah, another team littered with stars. And a nice formation, not very attacking.
Yeah, it's something to consider there. It's a sort of the 2 triangle setup, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's going on there. And it's the way that they're playing. Last game, they went for the same formation. They got a good win over a team, obviously, with goalkeeper of the week there, Tepi Moilanen, when he came on. Results for this season: no goals conceded. A victory over Arabi obviously shows just what they're
They'll be
capable
looking
of.
for a 4-0 win, I think.
just to keep the triangles going.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, very solid side. And we've seen their last result, haven't we? So, yeah, they'll be looking for continuing as they do. But Los Urracas, 8th place in the league. They've offered plenty in the cups and have scored 1, 2, and 3. So they'll be hoping to score 4 this game. We're set for a whole load of different things. The 5 Newcastle players that have been selected for this game involve Lee Bowyer, Kieran Dyer, Ronnie Johnson, Jonathan Woodgate, and Shea Given as their 5 that start in today. Arnold Brugging called in for his debut. And what do you like? What do you think of this team with again triangles involved?
Yeah, attacking wing backs, Bowman, Duff. Obviously, the man up front. Always chances there. And Raquelme, let's see if he can repeat his performance.
Yeah, I mean, for this team, he's playing very well, isn't he? Maybe not so much in the league, but the cup he's performed particularly well. Sigalko here came on as a sub and scored, so obviously that's
gets the nod over Kluivert.
He is suggested by Dan Hazard as the only performing striker because Shearer's not really been at it either for the team. Shearer has none. But he's only played once.
That one game, he was really terrible in that one game by the looks of it.
Kluivert did score a hat trick in the opening cup game, the 6-0
None
there,
in the league though,
but nothing since. So this will be a good game as well. 2 teams that like to attack.
Looking
Ronnie
forward
Johnson
to it.
leading the team from Townmoor. Bowyer with a warning. Oh, that's a surprise.
There's a shock. Yeah.
Just under 10 minutes in, and Nicky Ferenko doing well. What Stackington would have done to keep him in the team today? He might be 6-1.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have made such a difference.
Ruggings had a chance, and Urracas are not out of this game whatsoever yet, but it's a penalty, and Saeed, another player who turns up and scores. He must have like a 98% penalty record or something on this game. He's absolutely quality.
Ridiculous.
Zé Roberto getting involved. I thought he was going to cross it and get an assist or something, but he went for a shot and it didn't go.
Looking more and more one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, Duff has come forward with a bit of a chance, but it's very much all Blues, isn't it?
Another chance.
Sigalko horribly wide, unfortunately for them, and it's a comfortable first half for
5.
the Blues. Yeah, 5 for Sigalko. I thought there was more.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see just those 4 chances for the Blues, or 4 chances on target. Surprise.
Yeah, just very low numbers over this side, and yet shots off target. He's looking pretty good there, isn't he? I'm just picking random numbers out here at the moment. Yeah, 42, wonderful. Yeah, good. See here, the Blues, yeah, the Blues
Lots of,
definitely dominant in the attacking, and they're probably one of the highest possession stats that we've
yeah,
seen.
I think that's right, yeah.
But what is happening to the ball to be out of the play for I mean, if you add any injury time onto that, the
That is
ball's been
mad,
out
isn't
of
it?
play for half the game.
More than, yeah, but pretty much exactly half the game, yeah.
It must have been things like, all this blue text at the side. Maybe it was about the ball being off for a throw in.
Yeah, maybe.
So, well, this looks like quite a goal here. So, Van Bommel, loose ball. He's played it to, well, Totti's flicked it to Nikiforenko's advanced. He's come forward and he's curled it in for his opening goal
Yes.
for the team. He's a real talent, isn't he? And the foul was
Fouled in
from
the air.
Ronnie Johnson in the air. Yes, was he booted or was he pushed? Who
Elbow,
knows?
maybe. Oh, harsh.
It's not like Ronnie Johnson to elbow someone, surely, is it?
No.
For the first half, yeah, apart from Sigalko, the team were all at 6s and 7s, and Baumer, the only one who seems to be trying to really put himself about defensively, and Brugging with a solid start to his to his Araka's career. Not really a lot to say about the performance. They could do better.
No one's really standing out. I'm looking up and down. I can't pick a player who's, apart from Brugging maybe, who's going to change that.
No, and is Sigalko's performance that bad to be a 5? It's not horrendous.
It's harsh.
It is a harsh 5, just as harsh as Nesta's halftime 4 last round for one of the teams. Yeah, it's a, I don't know. There's a few standout players, but then a few players were sitting back. I mean, the defence are not really involved, are they?
No,
They don't need to be.
Buffon's Buffon must have made a good save to get an 8.
Yeah, absolutely. He's
and
performing.
One key header.
Yeah, I don't know if heading for goalkeepers is catching something. Maybe it might be like a cross, taking a cross in rather than actually heading the ball.
Yeah.
And tackles might be rushing out and stopping. I'm not entirely sure. I do need to have a look at this because sometimes goalkeepers end with 4 tackles at the end of the game, and you think, what are they doing? So maybe it's rushing out and winning one-on-ones or something. We'll have a look.
Maybe, yeah.
So Nikiforenko and Saeed, the assist comes for winning a penalty for one of the goals. Yeah, it's solid. Half-time substitutes. Araka's never seem to go for half-time. And Blues is if anyone's bad or tired at 60 minutes. So let's push on. Kieran Dyer trying to take the game to the opposition, but they're still holding out. Sigalko a bit more involved this half already, but still things are just holding out as they were.
Both of those Los Caracas attackers struggling on 5s.
Los attackers, right? So let's have a little look at what's going on for them. If losing, now Dan Hazard has put out a bit of a system change for this time. So I'm just going to have a look. I've got a picture of what he wants to move to. He wants to push Balmer and Agahawa forward, to also bring 2 strikers in.
Wowzers.
The run to change to that, and that. I mean, perfectly within the rules to send the complete system change, such like. So then we have here.
Agahawa, did you say?
The substitutes here were for Agahawa for Duff.
Yeah.
To come on the right hand side. And then the other substitute is Clivert for Dyer.
Oh, that's a strong front 5 now.
It certainly offers something going forward, and it will hopefully open the game up even more. Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? They've got to hope they can get the ball to them, and it's not just relying on these to do the defensive job. They are definitely short-handed at the back. Just checking it's all set up as it's meant to be. It is. And for Blues, bad or tired at 60. I don't think anyone's bad or tired. Any 6s? Oh, clicking too far. They are centre backs who've done nothing.
Yeah, the 3 of them.
Yeah, they haven't done anything, and I can't say it's a bad performance.
No,
So we'll continue as we go there. 2-0 up. No need for any substitutes there.
Cruising.
This will be interesting to see what happens towards the end of this game.
It will.
Currently, plenty to watch. So far, chances Van Nistelrooy is involved again.
So we are in the book.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time, wasn't it? Van Nistelrooy gets that goal for 3-0. The risk is kind of there. Kluivert is helping it to mean something now.
Oh, nearly another.
They have come forward, haven't they? They've given it a good go, and they are still going for it. Riquelme with a couple of chances, I think, there. But again, going forward, Blues, this is very, very open.
Very. They have picked up since the changes, but too much to do.
Too much too soon. Zé Roberto gets the goal, 4-1. And, well, he had to go for it. He did have to go for it. Agahauer for the Blues, performing very, very well. I mean, look at the ratings there, apart from the defence who've not had a lot to do. Stat-wise, Blues very, very good on the attack.
Clinical.
Clinical is certainly the word, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, Araka's with 10 chances. Buffon's had to be alert today. We can see that with 5 chances, 5 on target, 5 off target. Yeah, they did pick up a bit, but Yepes has ended up having a nightmare.
Yeah, it's not good, is it? Not good when you consider how under pressure they would be.
Not winning a single header.
No.
He's made the joint most attempts at a header and hasn't won any. You wouldn't think that
he loves a jump.
Yeah, he went up for it, but he just didn't do anything. Kluivert's maybe played himself back into the manager's plans.
Yeah, I mean, Tissago didn't have a great game, did he?
Not for not coming back into that team and giving his first start. He's not kept himself up. Maybe are they still in the cup? I think they might still be in the cup for this week, so he might get a game there maybe. But yeah, look at the team here. It's good performances spread around the park, apart from the back three.
Was that 4 nines? 1, 2, yeah, 4 nines.
And Buffon heavily involved to say that the team have won 4-1. Plenty of shots, great performance, and yeah, key passes, key tackles, key passes.
2 headers and a tackle for Buffon.
Yeah, like we say, it must be something. 6 key passes from Agahauer.
Wow.
Led to 1 assist, but yeah, fantastic. There's 1 game left, and we know who we haven't seen today. They've saved the best till last. Dynamo 76ers up against the Danglies. 76ers have gone with a bit of a system change here for today. Have they? I'm trying to think if it's a system change or not. I'm going to try and have a look at that previous one. No, it's not a system change at all. I'm completely making things up.
Oh no, there is a little change, I think. The 2 attacking midfielders down to 1.
I am going to just check. Actually, I think that this team might not have been fully set up yet. I think that there may be something about this one. I think we had a team change last second actually. So I have said, yes, the team does need some setup changes here. So it is going to be. I mean, Nesta is out of the team. And then Takanadi is in the centre back positions. Van Bommel in defensive mid. Looking through the rest of it here, we've got Maldini, Cannavaro, Takanadi, Balmer, Cafu, Van Bommel, and then here Nedved, Riquelme, Del Piero, Kesman. Yeah, the team is now set up for the game. Just had to check that everything was as it was meant to be. There we go. And everybody else is okay. Substitute wise, just have a quick look at those because I don't want to get things wrong. Kiotis, Okaronko, Milevski, Rui Costa, Sigalko. So, yeah, there we are. Takanadi is in the team for today.
Yeah, good, strong bench.
Very strong bench. Very strong to take on the Danglies. The situation there, came from the the accidental attempt, of course, to play a back two, which is why there was a bit of a late setup change that went on there. Van Bommel would have played further forward. Takenadi would have played further forward, so they just dropped back into those positions.
Yeah.
Almost slipped through the net, but indeed hasn't in the end. Fantastic. They are a good side. To say they were only in ninth, they've had some tricky games.
Yeah, I think they had the hardest start to the season that I've seen.
And yet they've got Rugby in the cup, so certainly no rest in midweek either for them. But then a run where maybe there's some winnable games in those.
4 in a row there, maybe.
And then 5 in a row. 5 in a row, I think you mean. Yeah. 76ers, there we go. The Dangleys, an unchanged team for the Dangleys after they scored.
This is the Portsmouth team, isn't it?
This is the Liverpool side.
Oh, sorry, Liverpool team. Yeah,
Wooders Liverpool team. With the team that have scored.
Oh,
Not only did they break the score or anything last game, they hadn't had a shot until they came out last game. So here's where Wooder very much enjoyed himself on the show, seeing that happen. David Thompson making an interesting run there. Staunton and McAteer. I mean, what do you think of the only team with a sweeper?
I never got on with a sweeper, but I think they need that cover because did they play? Have they played a sweeper previously?
This has been a sweeper for the entire season so far.
Yeah.
They played it in the cup when they lost to the non-league side.
I think there might have to be a change there sometime in the future.
Pellegrino looking at giving Tony Warner some extra cover. Tony Warner's probably been their best player, to be honest, this season. If we have a quick look at him,
16 goals,
16 conceded, but I mean that's Stackington quality. That Stackington have now conceded more goals. Average rating for the team this season. Lewis Gasly was a substitute. Poulsen, Traore, and Warner, the two better performers this time out for the team. Dean Saunders, though, of course, remember he got that 3 in a match. He's not included in the 16.
They'll be hoping for better today.
Well, it couldn't be worse in certain bits, but at least they scored last time out. This is the final game of the day in 76ers in a fantastic away kit.
That is a forest green style.
It is pretty much bang on their colours, isn't it? Stefan Wittberg refereeing the match here from Castle Grayskull. Let's see if the Dangleys can do anything here against a mighty 76ers team. Well, nothing happening.
Slow start.
We tell you about other things, maybe. So we've got 15 minutes through with absolutely nothing happening. Here we go. On into the attack. Cafu involved. Bischan's had a chance, and Bischan again. Shearu. Oh, well, a red card for Rigobert's Song. Now, obviously, there has to be a change here. There has to be a change, and Igor Bischan is the option here of moving him into centre back to keep the back three. Unless I mean the other option is to drop the two fullbacks.
With the runs.
Yeah, I think that would be a better option there. To keep the 3 in midfield, not to lose it for their runs to go. Were they on short? Were they on short runs?
They were on short runs before.
Short runs. Let's keep them on short runs then. There we go.
Staunton's not going to like a long run there, is he?
Depends where he's running to. So they've made the challenge that little bit harder, but they're holding out 35 minutes in. Tony Warner with another good save.
He's having a good game.
Tate Camara's had a chance, and Bischan's taken a yellow card now. He's not going to go as well as he later in this game. They will be somewhat pleased that they've held out to half time at 0-0.
Very happy.
They never make things easy for themselves, but they have had 3 shots and 2 on target.
Yeah, I think they'd be very happy to have kept it to 0-0. And
absolutely.
To be honest with you, 76ers not really dominating.
No, I know that that Lazarus 76, Loz Hughes, is going to be looking at making a change to the setup next game. He was just that little bit late in this week. I think he's going to go back 4 next time out, so we will see some changes. The ball in the vast majority of the half.
What was it doing?
Yeah, what did happen in those first 15 minutes is what we're going to say. The
Nothing.
red card is Kesman trying to shrug off Song, and Song wouldn't let him, so he used 2 feet and smashed him down to the ground. Yeah, Song not on Song there. There are no plans for a substitute for Dangley's. There'll be more enforced changes that happen for them. Yeah, Pellegrino, now he's moved into a centre back, is performing very well with Traore.
Fantastic. And
So
Jimmy.
those 2 who've been their star performers this season, and now seeing Pellegrino as
Tony Warner.
Tony Warner is just he's outstanding, isn't he? He's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Buffon, Belmer, Maldini, Van Bommel, all playing well. We've got a couple of players who are looking very, very shaky here, aren't we? Are there any plans for substitutes for these? Just 60-minute changes, so there are no plans for potential injuries.
Struggle on for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a chance for the Dangleys here.
They could capitalise, could they? We'll see. We've gone through the second half, starts like the first. Milan Barros has come forward.
Oh!
They are hitting them, aren't they? 60 minutes is just, I mean, the ball's in for such a long time.
What is going on? 68.
The ball doesn't do anything.
No.
So Dangley's, I mean, they're making no plans. I mean, Titi Camara is going to be withdrawn here. There's no doubt about it. At 44. So count. He comes on and I mean, he's not had the greatest season so far, but then again, who has?
Oh wow.
He's got to try and turn this around now. Whereas for 76ers, I mean, yeah, we will be looking at Riquelme and Balmer. I mean, there are plans for substitutes.
I think they'd prefer to get those 2 off.
Yeah, I think this is got to happen. I mean, one of them can happen anyway with Riquelme going off for Rui Costa.
Okay.
The other sub was Sigalko for Kesman, you see. So, but I think we do have to go. I mean, do you make the 3, or do you just make the 2 and make sure that Balmer needs to come off?
He's got to be hooked. We're going to go with
Milevski slots in perfectly in that position. But do you do Sigalko for Kesman? I think you probably.
If that's the one he wants.
It was
one doing him a favour on the other 2.
Yeah, I think it's got to happen. And if there's a red card, it's 10 aside, unless it's a goalkeeper. Yeah. So I mean, Buffon, if you go now, it's your own fault.
Yeah. Those 2 dangly
chance for Sigalko already. Yeah, the 2 centre halves are really performing well, aren't they?
They are.
Sigalko's taken a warning. With 15 minutes to go at 0-0, Danglies are going to move off the bottom of the table if this stays as it is.
Could this be a 0-0? Oh, woodworking over.
Sigalko, Del Piero again. Oh. And another chance in Takenadi and Cannavaro. 90th minute was that, or the 89th minute, whichever one.
What is Cannavaro doing up there in the 90th minute?
Yeah, well, they've battered them at the end. Danglies cannot be disappointed, but I mean, they will be with the outcome at the end. But
the extra man just paid, I think, at the end.
76ers, they will be kicking themselves that it wasn't more, but then hugely relieved at that outcome. Very little of the ball played over here, as we can tell.
76 minutes.
76 minutes. I mean, the ball. 8 of those minutes were in a row without without the ball leaving the pitch for the substitutes. The latest subs again in the season, 69th minute.
Yeah.
How they've held out for just the 1 goal. I mean, Traore and Pellegrino have.
And Warner, they did really well. I
think Pellegrino needs to be moved to a centre back shortly.
I really feel gutted for him.
Yeah, hugely with what's happened there. I mean, credit to 76ers for getting the game through over the line in the end, but look at the number of key tackles that come in there.
Brilliant.
It's This is encouraging for them, and I think they may well be off the bottom of the table with that result, despite losing. And I think I know who it's going to be replacing them. 76ers, Maldini, a star. Rui Costa and Sigalko have come on, and Costa's made the assist on the goal. Let's see what happened for that goal. It must be a corner or something, or a free kick.
The extra man.
It's a great save. Takinardi has come up for a corner, had a chance, and Warner's tipped it over. And then Rui Costa's corner and a header from Cannavaro.
Yeah.
Heartbreak for them. But
I can just imagine them sat on the floor, head in their hands.
Yeah.
Tough one to take.
Ending on a dramatic finale to that game. A lower scoring round than usual. We see there
lots of away wins.
6 away wins and a draw. Not a single home team, but we did kind of expect it before the game that we were going to struggle to see a home victory with them being that half. But Radaby have now dropped into that bottom half. Stackington proudly sitting bottom of the league. Blues and Trumpton fully 100% so far.
Excellent start to the season for both of those two.
But 2 points between the top 5, and your own team is up there with only 3 conceded.
In there.
Yeah, it's a good start. I mean, we will see Radaby entering that side of the table. They will be going
and the 76ers.
76ers would follow. Oraka's one of those teams who could be just hanging on, or I mean, they're not going to be sucked into there is no relegation battle, obviously, but yeah, it's. I mean, they're at the bottom of the table.
Oh, Stackington.
Grove have a point. They've come off the off the 0 mark. It's a
good
something
point
for them.
That was.
OTs -8, no goals, but still third from bottom. Dangley's -14. Stackington -16. Looking forward to that change of system for Stackington. That won't happen. Team of the week, Fabian Barthez for Atleti. We knew he'd perform well, and David James for Grove.
One that stands out there for me, Patrick Vieira.
Yes,
really. He said he did have a very good game. Lots of key touches.
Jimmy Traore.
Absolutely deserves it.
Jimmy Traore and Sol Campbell. Some great performances there.
I'm surprised at Barthez in goal.
He did get the 9 though, didn't he? He was the one where
I suppose there was quite a few goalkeepers that had good games today.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a change to some other days. 3 Van Nistelrooys, and to lose 6-0 and get you right back in the team is something. A quick look to
impressive.
To the player stats. We've got Van Nistelrooy at 9.25, and 2 other players at 9 or above, which is some real good performances this season. Really good performance there from Vieira. Really goals wise, 2 Van Nistelrooy sit at the top of the charts.
Another really good one.
And Elmander on 4, so 9 goals from the 2 strikers there. Well, midfielder and a striker, isn't it? We've got 4 Van Nistelrooys hanging around up in the top section, and Michael Hughes. Penalties, just 1 penalty today, scored by Ibrahim Said.
Yeah, not many penalties so far.
No, nothing really going on there. Riquelme, I mean, was that 3 for him in that game?
3 today,
So, it goes up to the top of the leaderboard. Paul Merson's up there. Paul Merson, nicely positioned up there on 2 so far. Yellow cards. We've got Williams must be suspended now, and Vieira as well. So they'll be facing if I don't know, the Norwegian league is 3 yellow cards. It is also in the Swedish league as well. Red cards, Song and West. No surprises, other than Boyer's not there. Man of the matches, Van Nistelrooy 3 out of 4, and Steve Phillips with his 2nd as well.
So and the other one, he got hooked.
He did indeed, yeah. He did with his replacement Moylan, performing like a legend as well.
Yeah.
Fixtures for next time. There's 2 things to report here. These are the league games for next week, and we've got a bit of a mix this time. We've got first versus fifth in Blues versus Relay, third versus seventh in Athletic versus Rugby, but fourth versus second. I'll get you Rangers versus.
Going to be some perfect records going, I think.
Yes, and definitely a imperfect record will be going as Dangley's face Stackington in the basement battle. I am not
look
confident.
Forward to that one. No,
how can I
especially if
not
the
be
Danglies
confident?
defend like they did today.
Absolutely. In an extra show that we've got, just a short one that's going to be coming up tomorrow night. We've got the 76ers versus Radaby. Bunker Flow, yep, that's sanitation products versus Sirius. That's the non-league battle. There'll be a semi-finalist from non-league, at least one. Orakas versus Ferton and Stackington against Deafors. They'll all be played tomorrow night, so it'll be a very quick show going out, and so the squads can be sent to everybody in good time for the midweek round. So the league games we played in midweek on Tuesday night, and the cup games we played this Sunday. So, Matt, have you enjoyed yourself today?
Yeah, very much. Thank you. It was a bit of fun on a Saturday night.
Absolutely, yes. As lockdown comes hopefully towards an end, we're still providing some entertainment somehow. Yeah, thank you very much for being on. It's been
No
great
worries.
to have you on, and we may get you back later in the season.
I hope to return.
Thank you, and to everyone, a good night.